Today we're talking about using drop caps functions in formatting. What this allows you to do is to put large first letters inside your paragraphs, or even large first words inside your paragraphs. Now, we showed you how to do this in putting ornate text in books, and that works great for eBooks, and it requires you to make JPEGs of large letters and insert them into the paragraph, which is very effective. Then we also showed you how to embed fonts in documents, and this works great sometimes in ebooks and all the times in print books. And it allows you to make ornate text throughout the book if you want. Today we're going to show you another technique that uses the word processor to do this, and this is called drop caps. Both LibreOffice and Word for Windows will do this, and we're going to show you how using the standard Along the Way Home document that I've been using for my other tutorials. There we have the Ornate Chapter 1 text up there, and then here is the first letter of the paragraph that we're going to enlarge. And in LibreOffice, you go to Format, you go to Paragraph, and you go to Drop Caps, and you simply click on the drop caps and then tell it how many characters. In this case, we've got the T. We could tell it to do the entire "the" if we want it to, and we can tell it how many lines to go down, and in this case I've told it to go down 3 lines. So we click on this, and there it is. The plane shook violently for minutes and minutes and minutes. We could make this larger simply by going back into the formatting, into paragraph, and increase it to 4 lines or 5 lines. And don't worry about that gray. That gray is not going to come out when you convert it to a PDF file, and I don't think it's going to come out if you save it as a doc file and send it up to Kindle Direct. I think they will remove that gray area too, because they're going to convert it to a PDF file when they make a print book. However, my tests showed that this did not work well for ebooks. When I tried to turn this into an e-published book, the T went up above and made the lines go weird, and I'll show you how this looks in the examples. This is how you do it in LibreOffice. I'm going to show you how to do this in Word 2019. It should also work in 365, should work in Word 2021, should work in Word 2016, might even work in 2008. We're going to use the same example. To do it in Microsoft Word, we do the same thing. We place the cursor there, except we go to Insert, and then way over here on the right side you see Add a Drop Cap. So you simply click on that, hit the drop cap, and voila, there it is. Now, the big difference with LibreOffice over Word is LibreOffice, you could tell it how many lines to do it in. With Microsoft Word, you have to adjust it as if it were a graphic. So if you want it to go to more lines, you have to increase or decrease the size of it manually using your mouse. Whereas with LibreOffice, you simply tell it how many lines. 3 lines, 2 lines, 4 lines. But this is how you do it in Microsoft Word. And this will work if you embed the fonts. And we showed you how to embed the fonts before. You embed the fonts by going to File and going to Options and then going to Save. And then you embed fonts in this file, and you hit OK, and you save it. And this should embed this font and the chapter 1 up here, which is Ornate, which we did directly using our font selector. When you make a PDF file, this should work. My experiments with e-publish files showed me that these methods of using drop caps didn't work in the case of my using LibreOffice to make a 3.0 ePublish file that's reflowable. This is a Nook Reader. This is my Nook Reader. Nook Reader works the best for these. It's the best book reader I've found for the PC. Still not as good as Kindle. The Kindle for the PC is one really great book reader, but it will not take Nookbook files. It only takes Mobi files or Kindle specific files. Okay. Now let's import files that I made earlier. And you can see what it does there. You see how it made the T up there? That T originally was down 2 lines for the paragraph for the print book. But this is how it looks for the ebook, and that's not acceptable. So for ebooks, you may have to use the method I showed you for putting ornate text into fonts, where you enlarge a given letter, capture it as a JPEG file, crop it, and then insert it into the text in your file and save it. And that way you can put your ornate text in your ebooks. It's either that or you have to use a program like Kindle Create or buy a program like Vellum for Macintosh, and those will do it for you. But the easiest and cheapest way is to simply use the ornate text method that I showed in that separate program. Now you have several ways you can do things. You can use the drop caps method if you're using Word or LibreOffice for your first letters of your paragraphs, or the first word, or the first phrase. Or you can use the JPEG method for print books, but the JPEG method works best for ebooks. So here we have using the drop caps function in formatting for your print books. For ebooks, it may not work. For ebooks, you may have to use the ornate text method that we showed you. If you found this useful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.